something that I never do. As I had shared with you previously about 3.5-ish weeks ago now, I just had a really massive emotional shock. It had to do with my family, and thankfully everything is fine. Um, well, at least physically fine. But I found that in the wake of that, emotionally, I was definitely feeling um, overwhelmed. I was definitely feeling like I had I mean, shock, right? It leaves you with this uncertainty. It leaves you doubting parts of yourself. It leaves you um, with identity questions, and it's really destabilizing. And I was trying to decide what in the world to do for myself. Now, again, as I mentioned, if you happen to see one of the reel I did about this, if you didn't, that's okay. That, of course, I have gone and gotten therapy, proper therapy, for dealing with like just the trauma of it and kind of like helping that to sort of tamp down a bit and not be quite so present. And I do recommend if you have gone through any kind of like serious emotional shock, please go and get actual trauma therapy from someone who has been trained to handle real trauma and help move you through it because it's really critical. A lot of people will call themselves sort of trauma informed, but when you've through something that's really genuinely a massive shock to your system, you really do need somebody who's been fully trained. Okay, that being said, even with doing that, which did make me feel a good deal better, I was just shaken to my very core. So what I realized is as I was pondering things that I take people through these processes all the time. I help people with the flow method and my body decode all the time because things like this, these emotional shocks, wounds, traumas, betrayals, beliefs that were implanted in you when you were very young, abuses and things when you were a child, all of that it hits your system and it becomes these unconscious beliefs that are attached to literally everything that you do through your life. And then when you encounter another trigger of something that is similar to what you experienced back then, you start reacting from a very automatic place, and it makes lots of sense. But when we have those massive things, especially when they're extremely emotionally raw, emotionally intense, all of those emotions, which are all sort of frequency, right? Our emotions are all essentially frequency going all over our body. They sort of take that belief in that moment and that shock and they combine with the emotions and then they become this belief that sometimes attaches to other things. So like I tended to be as a kid growing up pretty hyper vigilant. I was always trying to figure out, I was like kind of worrying and then trying to figure out and make sure everybody was okay all the time. And this thing really kicked that up. So it dawned on me that, what I can do here is use my own process, use my own flow method, and figure out in which of the 7 areas of my mind, body, and life did this sort of real intensely emotional experience code in some beliefs that I need to work on now so that I can start to feel better, process all of this, and go back to more my truth and just a happier, calmer, thriving way of life. So what I'm going to do now is let me see if I can share, and I'm just going to take this my flow factor test right here live. So if you are taking it with me, you can like open a second. You can just open a second tab and put this in. So you can go right to my website, Meyer-Robson.com, and you can take the test for yourself. And we're going to do that right now. We're just going to go ahead and it'll do this. And there's obviously I had already pre-filled my name. So we're going to go ahead and say go. Now, what this is going to do, when you go and take the flow factor test for the first time, what you want to make sure is a couple of things. One, this test is designed to bypass your conscious mind and get to what's going on at a subconscious level, again, in these sort of 7 areas of your mind, body, and life. So you do not want to be overthinking any of the statements. You're going to be evaluating statements for how true they are for you. And then you're going to be asked a lot of questions about any kinds of physical ailments that might be going on. So, in order to make sure that you are not going into your conscious mind and you are just answering from your subconscious, you want to answer as quickly as you possibly can. So, without thinking, without considering it, without, going back and over it a zillion times, quick. Now, Most of you, I would think, are probably going to take this for their first time. So if you're taking it for the first time, you want to answer these questions or the statements for how true they have been for you for your entire life. So evaluating literally as if you're looking at your whole life from the time you're a child all the way to this day, whatever age you are, and you're evaluating how true they have been for you for your whole life. Now, if you are taking it for a second time, and like me, you're kind of trying to tap into anything that it may be going on right at the moment, then you want to take that test with how true it's been for you in about the last 6 months, generally speaking. I'm probably going to tighten that up even more because I kind of want to see in this like last little bit of time, where are the beliefs that I might have taken on that I need to kind of go into and work through and be able to shift. So, with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and start taking it. So I go along with whatever the group wants to do, even when I don't agree. I prefer not to make waves. So again, group in this context is anything you would consider almost like a family. So actual family, friends, coworkers, church groups, school friends, school groups, etc. Okay. So I go along with whatever the group wants to do, even when I don't agree. I prefer not to make waves. No. Fighting was normal in my family. I either yelled at my parents or others. I was not allowed to speak up and question, even if they yelled at me. In the last, 6 weeks, I would say do not agree. I do not feel like I fit in anywhere. No, I'm good. I make decisions based on what my family or other groups will think of me. Um, no. I have sacrificed my own desires in order to meet the needs of my family or other group. Well, sometimes. I'm fine. I find myself afraid to stand up for myself when I'm with my family or other group. No, I'm pretty good with that. I'm afraid that if I live my life as I really want to live it, I'll no longer be accepted by my family or other group. No, I think I'm good. I feel that I must live by the rules set forth by my family or other group. No. I often feel judged by the groups I am part of. No. And you can see how fast I'm doing this. I'm doing it quick because, again, I'm trying to evaluate maybe in the last like 6-ish weeks how I've been feeling about these. And I want to do it quick. I believe that my family, religion, or other groups must always come first. No. I have been labeled the rebel or the black sheep of the family, whether or not I'm actually rebellious. Well, yeah. When I'm in a group, I often might find myself doing more work than everyone else. In the past, yes, but I would say not right now. For women, I feel worse about myself when I see images of women in magazines on TV. I don't know, not like I used to. I've had situations where a group turned against me or ostracized me. No, not unless a little bit. I feel like it is very likely I'll get the same diseases my parents or others in my family have because I'm genetically predisposed. No. I have many difficult relationships in my life. No. I often feel taken advantage of in relationships. No. I see this, by the way, when I started this work, I probably would have been saying yes to a lot of this. So this is a lot. I have shifted doing this work over this period of time because I definitely used to attract people to my life that treated me very badly. I do not agree anymore. I never seem to meet people I enjoy being with. Nope. Got a great friend group now. I never feel that I have enough money, and I don't think I have ability to create opportunities to make more money than I do. Nah. I do not feel powerful in my relationships. No, again, all of these probably would have been big old yeses a few years ago. There are certain people in my life whose demands that I give into, even when I do not want to, or when I have other priorities that are important to me. I'm going to say I agree somewhat with my being a mom. I have a difficult relationship with my mother, father, sister, brother, or other individuals in my family. Sometimes. I find myself fighting with others a good deal of the time. No. I have seen many relationships in my life where people are unhappy, fought a great deal, or got divorced. Sort of, but not in the last 6 weeks. So I'm going to go no. I do not feel that I deserve pleasure in any area of my life. I feel guilty when I'm really enjoying something. Sometimes I still do that. I have many creative ideas, but I either don't see them through or others take my ideas as their own, taking create credit. Yeah. I have relationships where I feel like a person's opinion of me and my life is more important and powerful than my own opinion about what I want or enjoy. I don't think so. My relationship with my spouse or mate is very similar to my relationship with my parents. Nope. I believe that it's normal to have difficulty in relationships. No, I do not. When I look in the mirror, I don't like what I see. Actually, I wish I could have a total makeover. No, I'll say agree somewhat because sometimes I'm kind of critical of myself. I know I do not have good self-esteem. Mm, my parents were very critical of me as a child and perhaps still are. I felt like I could never make them happy. Mm, I judge my self-worth by how I appear to others. No, I don't think so. I find myself obsessing over others' criticisms of me. I do still do that sometimes. I don't like myself much and I don't feel like I'm worth much at all. Uh, I'm gonna say sometimes I do that to myself. That was a child and I haven't been recently. I'm worried I simply don't have what it takes to be successful in life. I've been pretty hard on myself the last few weeks. I have difficulty accepting compliments. That's true. I have many experiences where I felt put down by others. Yeah, but not in the last 6 weeks. When I have money, I give gifts to others. Really, well, I do that. I feel like I have to earn the love of others. No, but I think there's probably still a belief there. I'm pretty self-critical. Boy, I'm better than I used to be. That used to be an agree completely. When I have difficulty in my life, I feel like I've done something to deserve it. I used to feel like that more. I feel like I must do more and more to prove my worth. Whew. Right in this moment, I'm better than I was, but I know when this thing went down, I was feeling that way. So I'm going to say agree somewhat. I have a hard time expressing emotions and how I really feel about someone. No, I'm pretty good at that. I worry I'm too emotional or not emotional enough. No. I feel angry, frustrated, offended, or uneasy a good deal of the time. No, no. I feel when someone hurts me, I have a hard time dealing with this emotionally. It bothers me a great deal. Uh, yeah, maybe. I'm afraid to deal with issues from my past because I don't know. No, I'm good with that. I have a very hard time letting go of anything. No, I'm pretty good with that. I am afraid of getting hurt. I've been hurt before. I don't want to repeat the experience. Well, nobody wants. Well, right now, though, this thing did hurt me, so I'm going to go with yes. I don't forgive easily. There's some people who are completely unable to forgive, or you might have had things happen to you that are unforgivable. Uh, I'll go agree somewhat. Still very upset over some negative experiences I had many years ago. If I think about them, I can still feel the same emotions about them as I felt then. So in the last few weeks, well, this was very emotional. So I'm going to say completely. I'm very emotionally attached to things in my life. Somewhat, maybe. I don't know if I've ever truly been in love or felt truly unconditionally loved. No, I'm good. I either feel emotion, sadness, or anger more deeply than others, or I feel totally detached. I feel very deeply, especially in the last few weeks. I've been so hurt that I became emotionally numb. I no longer, this shock, I was pretty numb. I feel like I have emotional wounds that have not healed, or I'm still grieving the loss of someone important to me. Yeah, in the last 6 weeks, I've been feeling pretty emotional. My parents did not show love or did not show the kind of love that I desired. I know what I want in my life, and I'm afraid of telling others about my dreams and plans. No, I have a pretty good. I find myself in conversations I'm not comfortable with, have a hard time removing myself. No. I know what my goals are, but I find myself making choices that are contrary to my goals. I feel like I undermine efforts to improve myself. The last like 4 to 6 weeks, probably. I feel like that was more because of the shock of this, but we're gonna go agree. I find it difficult to put what I mean into words, especially in certain situations. Sometimes my voice gets shaky, soft, or strained. I'm worried about hurting others with things I say. Yes, even though I don't. I make up my mind to confront someone, but I end up backing down. Yeah, I do that. I've been made fun of for my voice, my spelling or grammar, where I won't. No. When I try to do something creative, I'm so critical of myself, I can't complete my project. Oof. Sometimes I'm rough on myself. When I try to write something, I find myself starting over and over again, obsessing every word. I do that. I don't feel confident about the way I express my thoughts and feelings. I'm gonna go. My parents talked in an overbearing way, did not allow me to express my thoughts, probably not in the last 6 weeks. I've avoided confrontation. Yeah, I still do sometimes. I'm better now. I find myself in circumstances with others that frequently talk over me. No. Even when I do stand up for myself, I'm often ignored. Nothing seems to change. I feel like I'm not heard. Last 6 weeks-ish. I'll say somewhat. I'm afraid of change. No, I don't think so. I'm attached to the things in my life, afraid of losing any of it. Well, this did kick up some of that. I feel like I struggle to make what I want desire to happen, see little improvement. Mm, last few weeks, maybe. I'm afraid of finding out that some of my beliefs are wrong. No, I'm kind of good with that. I feel like a victim. No. I get frustrated when I don't get exactly what I want. No. I look back on decisions I've made and wonder if I did the right thing, sometimes ruminating over things from years ago. Sometimes. I've never felt like I really took responsibility for my life. No. I often blame others for my difficulties, feel that others are out to get me. No. I have a very difficult time making decisions. I dither back and forth. gosh, in the last 6 weeks, probably, but I think that was more the emotional shock. So I'm going to go with, I guess I'll say somewhat. I have many experiences where I try to help someone and not help themselves or save people who make no effort to save themselves. Boy, I'm a lot better with that than I used to be. I do not feel in control of my destiny. No. I feel that hard work and sacrifice are the only ways to guarantee that you get what you want out of life. I'd like things to be easier, but it's hard for me to imagine that. Hmm. No. I have difficulty seeing the good and bad or difficult experiences. No, I'm a silver lining kind of person. I worry that I'm not smart enough to be truly successful or make the best decisions. No, I'm not sure I deserve love from the source. So the source is you can use whatever name you would use for a higher power. So God, Allah, goddess, universe, doesn't matter to me, whatever your higher power is. I feel like, I don't know, I'm good as far as that goes. I feel like I should have to suffer to earn the love of the source. In fact, suffering makes me more, no. I don't enjoy things I used to enjoy. No. I feel like I don't fit anymore with groups. No, I'm good. I have a hard time rest trusting I'll be given what I need in life. No, this experience actually showed me that I was pretty protected, actually. I believe I've done something to deserve the bad things that have happened in my life. No. I tend to act in ways that I think will earn the assistance of the source. No. I believe that we all have sin or karma when we were born and must live out the experiences and make choices that remedy this karmic debt, erase the sin. It's all fated. No, I don't believe that one. I believe that to be truly spiritual, you must give up all your worldly possessions and choose to be poor. It's going to make spiritual work. No, I worked on that one. I wanted to do something meaningful in my life, but I don't know what it is. Nope, I love what I do. I have been feeling totally disconnected from everyone and everything in my life. Nope. I'm tired all the time, can't find a solution for it. I am tired right now in the last 6 weeks. I can find a solution though, because I know what it is. I don't know what to think about the source or any notion. No. I don't know what my purpose is. No, I definitely know my purpose. It's what I'm doing right now. I don't feel like I'm ever doing enough for the world. Ugh, yeah, probably. Oh gosh, I'll probably say I agree completely because I. Ugh. All right. In the following questions, you'll rate if you have pain or disease in an area of your body. Let's start with the legs. Do you have pain or disease here? No. Knees. Nope, my knees are good. Feet and toes. No. Base of spine and tailbone. Actually, my tailbone's been hurting lately. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Rectum or colon. No. No. Ankles. Ooh, I just did something bad to my ankle. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Sexual organs. No. I don't know. No. How about your lower vertebrae, low back? Pain or disease? No. Hips? No. Bladder? No. Large intestine, lower belly? No. Nope, my booty's all right. Let's let's move again. Stomach. Have I had any stomach issues? No. Liver? No. Spleen? No. Lumbar spine. Move it around a little bit. Nope. Lower ribs, core of body. I do have my one rib is kind of bugging me. Uh, no. Well, I can be addicted to working sometimes, but kidneys and adrenals. I think my adrenals have been kind of hot lately. I'm just gonna go with yes. No insulin stuff. Gallbladder is good. Heart or circulation? Nope, my heart's good. Lungs are good. Uh, no, rib cage is good. No, chest is good. Ooh, my shoulder is hurting. Actually, my left shoulder is hurting. I'm gonna have to say daily issue. Yeah, my fingers have been actually kind of bugging me. So we're gonna say yes. Neck vertebrae. Yeah, my neck is really bugging me right now. It hurts a lot. I guess I'll say that. Throat. No, I think I'm good there. Um, no. Esophagus is okay, I think. Vocal cords. I've been kind of getting a little bit of gunk on the vocal cords. Muscles in my neck. So painful right now, actually. Jaw. No. Eyes, forehead, temples. No, I'm good there. Ears are okay. Nose is okay. Sinuses. Okay, I have a bit of a headache today, but I think that's just my neck being tight. How about in brain? No, my brain thankfully is a-okay as far as I know. Pituitary is cool. No, no. Well, in the last 6 weeks, I probably haven't been more anxious than normal. Oh well, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like full on actual like generalized anxiety. Muscular system, no. Nervous system, no. Top of the head and scalp. Well, I think that's okay. My hair is good, generally speaking. No, I'm good there. Depression, or no. Well, I've been feeling a little off, but all right. Ooh, here's my results. Let's see. Okay. Okay, results. Let's go up here. Ready to see what your body and so this is the result. If you do this along with me, okay, these are the results you'll get. So you'll get a really nice little thing showing the results. And so what you can do is you go down here, here are your flow factor results. So an email should automatically send to you from that first screen where you put in your email, but just in case, I do recommend like taking a screenshot or something just in case we have a tech issue because I hate for you to go through the whole test and not get your results. That would suck. So please take a screenshot. Okay, station 5 is my most out of the flow. Station 4 and station 3. Okay, yeah, yep. Okie dokie. Well, let's talk about it. So, station 5 is interesting because it has to do with my willpower being able to express myself, being able to communicate well. Um, so can be self-criticism, can be what we call willpower. I hate the word willpower so much, actually. Definitely not my favorite because it's not really about a lot of times we think it's like a force of will, but actually underneath procrastination tends to be things like this, like an emotional shock that made you feel like you had to stop everything in your life and you couldn't move forward or you couldn't communicate forward very well. Um, it also can show up, and I'm sure that. So when we talk about like right now, I'll just share with you, my left side of my neck is so painful. And actually I'm getting like, I don't even know, they're like sore little lumps kind of right here. And I think what happened, the emotional shock that I dealt with had to do with a female in my life and a feel in my life that I definitely try to support. So when I look at the neck and the neck muscles, what do our neck muscles do? They support our neck. And when we are looking at station 5, it's all right here. And it is about our ability to communicate, our ability to support our communication, our ability to also act. So it's word, thought, and deed, how we act, how we, is our actions, our words and actions consistent? And are we feeling supported in those as well? And I think, honestly, what happens, I think there was definitely a moment where I thought to myself, have I not done what I needed to do in terms of communicating certain dangers, certain things in this situation? And I think I am feeling very, I think I am feeling like I'm almost gripping a lot around that. Like I need to almost support every step forward right now. So I think I probably took some fears in about that. Now, when you get these results, what you can do is for each one of these, you actually can click like here, and that'll take you to this. And it gives you so many more bits of information. So like station 5 is the strength of positive communication. So do you struggle to speak up, set boundaries, or stop judging yourself? And I have been very hard on myself the last few weeks with this whole situation. So you can see this and it all shows up here. Okay. So here, if you have out of the flow issues in station 5, this is what your life can feel like. So procrastination, stalling, or avoiding things that help you move forward. I have definitely been in stall mode the last couple weeks just because it's been overwhelming. Excuse me. You know what you want. I keep getting this stuff on my vocal cords. You know what you want, but don't take actions. You say one thing, but you're not following through. You got words inside you. When it's time to speak, nothing's coming out. You may feel really drained around other people. And again, if you're having physical things, again, a lot of this is around like support. Saying no feels impossible even when your body is screaming it. You either speak too loudly or too softly. You're afraid to take up space. Constant criticism, so out loud, louder in your head. So self-criticism tends to reside here. Being overly critical of yourself or others. You might have people judging you or talking behind your back, so that can be really hard. struggling to say what you feel like you're misunderstood. And so that's kind of, and these are where the station five's health issues do show up, all in these like little areas of expression. And the cool thing is when you take the test, actually, I've given you everything you need to then access the book and create your own bespoke 40-day healing program, transformation program that is very personalized to you and personalized to the specifics that you have going on. So that's station five. We'll go and I'll explain the rest of the stations too after I go through the ones that showed up on mine. So the top three are what I call the flow factors. So they're basically the top three things that are sort of out of the flow or have the sort of loudest unconscious beliefs that are causing some issues. Okay. So we go down here, and station four is the emotional connection to life. I am not surprised because I have been all kind of feeling all kinds of emotional about this. Definitely feeling like varying between numb and upset and loving and sad. It's just when you have something like this happen, it definitely really, really hits you. So we're just going to go over here. All right, here's station four. Here's our emotional connection to life. So, emotional pain. So, this is a lot of times when I work with people, what I see is somebody has been taught that they had to control certain emotions. Some emotions were good or bad. They either had to like hold it all in, or on the other side, they're just the kind of person who just like spews their emotions everywhere. So, it's all about that emotional connection to life, how you feel, how you relate to your emotions. I know I was trying to get back to a sense of normalcy. So I probably have been stuffing some emotions down. Probably I'll take some steps this week using my station four to be able to do that. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. But obviously, so repressed feelings, emotional outbursts, trouble letting go of past hurts, feeling like you can't forgive. Again, you don't always have to forgive to heal, but mostly to disconnect so that you can be okay, because there are unforgivable things in this world. And also those imbalances will show up. So probably the fact that I've got this like really like left side shoulder pain. So I'm feeling pretty burdened right now on the left side, which the shoulders tend to represent that. And then it's all in, being able to um, feel supported in the communication, feel like there's a solid support system in place there. So here's all the different things that you can kind of have show up. I am definitely having some painful memories looping on repeat right now because of this, which again is normal for emotional shock, but um, love feeling conditional, scared to admit you feel envy, anger, or rage. I'm not scared about it, but I think I have been kind of, pushing things down. So this is accurate. And then these are where all our station four health issues might show up. Okay, so then this is station three. Um, and in station three is about your sense of self-esteem, your sense of who you are in the world, your ability to protect yourself. It tends to be, it's the center of our gut instinct, and it is the center of the entire core of our body. So I'll click on it and kind of just show you here. So the force of positive self-image. So what is that? It's like when you have this constant sense of lack of self-esteem, feeling you can't set appropriate boundaries for yourself, feeling like you can't be who you genuinely are in this world. It really does, it's self-image, self-confidence, and all of that, and being able to really stand in your personal truth. So what I like to explain is, we haven't done that yet, but station one is our individual relationship with the groups in our lives. Station two is our individual relationship with other individuals. And then station three is our individual relationship with ourselves. So depending where you picked up or coded in or had something like this happen that coded in some new beliefs or something really shaky inside you, you will have those beliefs show up and in certain ways. And if you were taught to downplay yourself, to put yourself down, or you were put down a lot, I see a lot of station three for people that grew up in abusive relationships or abusive households, or are going through that right now. I see perfectionism a lot. Any kind of addiction issue tends to come from station three, and issues where you just don't feel safe, or like you have the right to protect yourself, or that you feel like you have to be perfect to earn love, that kind of a thing. It's also the core of your body. So that's like, it's like all the stuff in the core of your body, your gallbladder, your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your stomach, all of those in there, that entire core of your body is where you will see pain and disease show up here. So station three shows up a lot for people because we do tend to be so hard on ourselves. You live with a constant feeling that you're not good enough, like there's something really fundamentally wrong with you. People that you're attracting people that are tearing you down, dismissing you, you're criticized for who you are hiding your real thoughts and feelings out of fear they'll be judged or rejected. Um, you might come off, usually people don't come find me if they are actually an arrogant person, truthfully. They don't think there's anything wrong with them, so they don't tend to come take the flow factor test. So more than likely, this is not you if you're listening or watching. So you can lots of self-doubt, lots of decision-making paralysis, although that also really shows up in station six. You not trusting your gut, being told that you shouldn't, or you had to turn off your gut instinct because perhaps you were brought up in a situation where it was just constantly, So that's what station three is. And again, here's all our station three body parts. So in looking at this, it does make sense because I think I was with the particular situation we went through. It was a terrible shock, and I immediately went to what have I not communicated correctly? What could I have done? What could I have said differently? What could I have, you know, done in terms of support? Again, it did have to do with a girl, a female in my life, and so I'm definitely carrying all that over here. And today I have a really bad headache, so it's probably because I'm thinking through all those things. And emotionally, I definitely probably do need to sit down and actually work through my emotions about this because I'm sure I'm just trying to keep moving forward and I'm still definitely feeling different layers of things. And then again with station three being there, I think it literally impacted like the entire center. It did feel like a sock, a punch to the gut. So I know that my own personal sense of safety has been really impacted, and it is something I'm going to have to work on. So I will show you in a second. Well, actually, I'll just show you right now real quick, and then we'll go to the other stations. So inside the book, which if you do the test, you actually have access to this. You'll get an ebook version of this book, and it will take you to exactly what you need to do. So in my case, what I'll be doing tomorrow is I will be going straight to station five. Hang on, let me find the page. Where am I at? Three. Okay. I'll be going to three too. But you want to start with the most out of the flow station. And you go to that workbook section first and start working there. And it's going to help you to pinpoint exactly which negative beliefs you took in. So that station five, you're actually going to just start. I'm going to start there tomorrow. Start working on it tomorrow. And what you're going to do is there are a whole bunch of different, it's like a complete workbook section, and you're going to go to each section. And at the end of each section, there are questions, and then there are specific, what I call retuning statements, which are essentially very specifically designed affirmations that are designed to cancel out if that particular section was sort of like, oh God, that's what's going on. That's me, then that retuning statement is designed to completely flatten out and shift that underlying limiting belief that again unconsciously is there. And again, let me emphasize, we are not consciously creating these issues for ourselves. You pick it up we pick it up when you're a little kid, through authorities around you, you pick it up through things like this, emotional traumas that happen, betrayals, other things that happen in life. And we just pick up these things and we start to have these like constant underlying beliefs that are running in the background. And they're just tuning us into the kinds of experiences that we think we deserve. So that's how you shift that. So I'm just going to quickly also go through the other stations. I see that there's somebody here with me, which is wonderful. You can say hi. I think there's, hang on one second. How do I get over that? Okay. And so here, what you can do is you can go through and check out, I can show you the rest of the stations. So you can actually click in to each of these. So if station one is showing up in your results, it has to do with your individual relationship with the groups in your life. So, excuse me, let me take some water. That would be anything that you consider a family. So, and it also has to do with your support system in life, whether you feel like you are on supportive ground or not. Um, so it's about our sense of safety, our sense of belonging, our sense of having safe and supportive ground, that we are grounded, we are rooted, that we can move forward easily. If you dealt with bullying as a child or you had a really seriously dysfunctional family, it's a good bet that station one will be pretty high here. And here are, again, all of the experiences you'll have, like as far as if station one's out of the flow, these are the kinds of negative experiences that'll show up in your life. So prioritizing the group's needs over your own, feeling sort of steamrolled by groups. You can't set boundaries. They just run right over you. You're always worrying about whether you fit in. You're dealing with like major issues of prejudice. You do all the work. I hated group projects in college because I was always the one doing all, because I was like, I'm going to get it done. Um, all of that, that's a big one. So you can see that. And in station one, it's everything from our tailbone down. So if you're having physical issues here, their root is in these beliefs around this. And then again, you can go down and do this. So we'll go to then station two is our individual relationship with other individuals. So if you have a lot of problem relationships, one-on-one relationships with people, station two probably has limiting beliefs coded in there that are really problematic. I used to have as I was going through the test, I was saying, I used to have a ton of these. I did the work on it actually from my own flow method, and I no longer have those issues. But I had to change and shift some of those unconscious limiting beliefs myself, so I didn't keep having these kinds of issues. So it's all about your one-on-one relationships, your ability. Oh, it's also about our ability to create or bring new things into the world, whether that is a physical baby or it is things like birthing a business, birthing a book, income, that kind of thing. And it also connects with all of our hips, our sexual organs, lower back. So you may have pain and imbalances in that area. So station two, you're going to see tons of situations where people are just kind of like not good to you. You keep having these repeat patterns of negative experiences with relationships. You keep having problems with creativity. You keep having it be stifled, or people steal your ideas. You have a hard time making an income. Sometimes if you have a two and a three, it's because you feel like you're not worthy of the income. You can have issues with sex or pleasure because of this. And then station two, those issues are again, lower vertebrae, all of these, pelvis, sexual organs, bladder, large intestines, hips, and buttocks. And again, if you have station two, you go straight to the station two in the book. We've done three, four, and five. Six is really interesting. So for those of you that are really like so station three is our gut instinct, but station seven is it's our mental creativity. It is our mental intuition. It's where you get like those flashes of information, or you get like a great idea that just drops down into your brain. This is where we can get really stuck in like indecision. We can get stuck in feeling like a victim. We can get stuck in we don't want anything to change. We are just like completely resistant to change. Everything has to be the same. We're like hyper attached to things. We are micromanaging. That's what shows up when we have like station six limiting beliefs that are in there. Also, decision making, problem solving, etc. If you're feeling really stuck, that's station six. If you just feel like I have ideas, but I can't seem to move forward, that's station six. Um, and this is station six is sort of everything from your mouth kind of to the about here. So it's your eyes and your ears and your sinuses and your nose and your forehead. So, and like migraines are here a lot. So if you're out of the flow in station six, you second guess every choice. You try to make the perfect decision, just thinking, trying to make that perfect decision. You try to control everything, every detail, every outcome, every person. You're constantly looking for answers, or you're waiting for somebody to come fix it for you. You feel like a victim all the time. You can't admit mistakes. You blame others all the time. You don't take risks because you're stuck. So station six, and here's where it shows up. And then down here, again, you can take it. You can go right to, if station six shows up as a high for you, you can go right there. And here's station seven. Station seven is about our connection to a higher power, whatever you call it, doesn't matter to me. A sense of spirituality, a sense of, interconnectedness to the full web of life. So in station one, it's about our connection to the groups in our life. In station seven, it's still groups, but it's like the whole world, the whole universe is the group. Like feeling like we have a connection to everything in the world, and we can trust that connection. So what I see a lot in station seven is people will feel like they've lost their complete sense of purpose. They don't know what their life purpose is. They feel really depressed for no medical reason. They've, been checked out. They don't really have any reason for this. Feel really exhausted for no medical reason, just absolutely completely exhausted. And then what I also see in station 7, it's like whole body systemic issues. So muscular system issues, neurological system issues, full cardiovascular issues, although I'd put that more in station 4. Full body skin issues, because our skin is like literally our protection from the outside world, as well as things with like the top of the head. So here's what you'll feel if station 7 is your top one. You're going to feel disconnected. You feel like life is meaningless. You're feeling lost. You may be going through a period where things you used to love do not match you anymore. You do not feel good. You do not love them anymore. You start like feeling like you just almost can't get out of bed. Again, there's no medical reason for it. You're just really not able to do it. You're not feeling, you just feel like you aren't, there's no sense of anything bigger than you. There's no sense that there's any connection to anything spiritual, etc. Okay. And then again, this is where the station 7 health issues show up. So tomorrow I'm going to get going on station 5. If you have any questions, please do send me a note, or if you need help understanding any of these things, I would definitely love to talk to you. Um, that's where wait, hang on a second. Sorry. Nope, I don't want to share anything. Nope, I don't want to share anything. Okay, I guess I'll unshare. Hang on, there we go. Oh, here we go. Here I'm back. Okay, so that is my results. Those are oh, a dove just went right by my wow. A dove, I'm on the 4th floor, and the dove just went right by my window. So I guess tomorrow I'm going to start working on station 5. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please, if you're taking the test, go down through it, get that ebook, go into, this, you can read the flow principles. I highly recommend you do. It's sort of the scientific basis for this discovery that is the flow method. But if you just want to get to work, go straight to your top station and then follow that process. And I'll show you more about, I will take a reality type test myself, which tells me or you, the ways that you learn in the best, most effective ways for you, so that you're not wasting a lot of time doing things that don't work. And then it'll show you how to design your own really bespoke healing program, transformation program in ways that work for you specifically so it works as fast as possible. Anyways, thanks for being here with me today. This was definitely something new for me to do. Hopefully, I just want to show you the real process of a real person